everyone, and welcome back. I am Ellington, and we are back with another awesome battle replay. We are on the settlement of Alexandria today, and we've got ourselves a 3 versus 3. Now, this battle actually took place on Gorm Mjolnir's stream. Gorm, if you don't know already, is another one of the backseat generals, so a companion of myself and Joe on it. And this was one of his streams from a few days before me recording this video. And so if you have not been over there, don't forget to check out his channel. So obviously Gorm is involved in the battle today. If we get right into it, we'll just go ahead and start with the attackers. Now, unfortunately, there are 2 Seleucid armies for the attackers. One of them is being commanded by Gorm, and the other one is being commanded by Mr. Wormhatshat. I don't... Sure. Yep. That's what we're going with. It's out. So right off the bat, I see some Levy pikemen, silver shield swords, eastern spears, thorax swords, obviously a bunch of those, some Levy pikes here. More silver shields. It looks like what, 3 or 4 silver shields. Wow. Now that could be split between the 2 armies. Some more eastern spearmen on the towers. Yeah, I mean a lot of eastern spearmen to push these tortoises. And then on the towers we got a couple thorax swords. More thorax swords back this way. Then Persian light archers, interesting choice. Usually for Seleucid, most people are typically going straight with the heavy Syrians because they're just a really, really good archer. The Persian lights are relatively similar, but they don't have the armor of the Syrians. But then, once again, some more silver shields here, and then, once again, just a ton of thorax. Got a lot of Levy pikes. They went real cheap on the pikes. I guess, looking at the defenders, they don't need super crazy pikes. But then the final attacker is going to be Sheepy Gaming. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Wow, I completely did that wrong. Galatia being commanded by Maiden Britain. And as per expected, a bunch of Galatian legionaries. It's got a noble horse general, some light horse, Celtic skirmishers and mercenary Syrians, and then a bunch of Galatian swords. He also brought a Celtic giant ballista. Interesting positioning on the ballista. Most of the time, I think people usually come and set up their ballistas right up here. It gives you a really good vantage point over the courtyard here. But then going over into the defenders, we have got first off as Massilia. Now we've got Sheepy Gaming. And he's got a ton of Massilian hoplites and a ton of regular hoplites. And then on the walls, just a lot of Levy Freemen. He's got a Axe Warrior over here, and then some of his mercenary Gallic Hunters as well. Then we've got Colchis, and Colchis is being commanded by Linsky. And he's got Cartly Axemen, Hoplites, Hillmen, a lot of Hillmen, Eastern Spears, looks like. And then he brought some Eastern Archers. Got some Colchian Nobles back in here and some Cartly Axemen. And then the final defender is going to be Epirus, being commanded by Multiplayer. And he has got a bunch of Illyrian levies, Italian spears, Thorough spears, some Cretan archers, more Italian spears, and then some pikes back this way, some Italian swords there. Then a Cretan archer and a Rhodian slinger. Now, right off the bat, I have not seen this yet, but I think I know exactly what's about to happen. So, on these towers, all of these towers out here, they have got these scorpions. And these scorpions begin firing as soon as they have a target to shoot at. So you can see they can all shoot right ahead of here, right? So the defenders are doing something I do not typically suggest doing, and that is having a bunch of units packed up on the walls like this. one thing you can do, okay? First of all, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. We're just going to unpause, and we're going to see what happens, okay? We're just going to stay right here, and we're going to look.
May the gods grant us the strength to prevail against our foes and keep
$155. $155. I mean, so far, they don't seem to be doing much. I mean, this one is getting hammered. 151, 150. Now, the issue is that you can cause the towers to waste their ammunition by taking one of these levy freemen and just drag it out all the way down the wall as long and thin as you possibly can. And what will happen is that the towers will begin to shoot at those men. The issue is that because they're drawn out so thin, when they shoot, they're typically only killing one at a time. But because these guys are so packed together, these shots are taking out multiple at a time. You know, they're shooting through one and hitting. Look at that. See that? You know, taking down multiple. So, honestly, he's really lucky that right now only one of these units is getting pelted. But look at this. They've taken, what, 17, 20, 26, 28 casualties now? You know, 28 casualties just on that one unit, 29. Yeah, like I said, it's just not something I suggest. And here we've got archers on the walls here. Now, these archers have stalk, so they can sit here and shoot, and yet they are still invisible. The issue is, what are they shooting at? That's just a lot of wasted ammunition right there. See, their archers are on fire at will, so their archers are just shooting at this unit over here. But they're just shooting right into the tower. They're not doing really any damage to the unit itself at all. So, Basilia here, unfortunately, is just wasting ammunition. As you can see, he's actually starting to move his stuff off of the tower, or off of the walls now. Or this stuff, at least. Yeah, this Levy Freeman's down to 123 men. I will say one thing that I already do not like about the attack, or the defenders' armies right now, is this area of the settlement is incredibly dangerous for the attackers. The defenders can literally, you know, let's say you bust through breaches here and you set a tower there, bust through here, set a tower here. The issue is that the defenders can sit there and basically just tie you off in places like this while having units with javelins right behind that just throw into you like crazy. Not just that, they can also set their archers or slingers back here. There's a ton of room for the defenders to set up all of their troops in this spot. The issue is that the defenders have just tons and tons and tons and tons of hoplites. Now, hoplites, they are very, very good at holding, but they're not typically very good at killing things. You know, javelins in this game typically are extremely important. You know, units that don't have javelins are not considered usually very good. You know, now obviously there are, you know, it's dependent on the unit and what they do. But, you know, let's say like a, you know, Nabatean Noble Sword. It's about the same price as a Thorax Sword. It's a little better stats-wise than a Thorax Sword, but it does not get javelins. And people hate that unit, because in reality, it isn't very good. The Thorax Sword can get the Javi toss off, while the Noble Sword cannot. meaning that a lot of times that thorax is already going in with an upper hand because it's already killed multiple units from the enemy. So that also means that hoplites, while they can set up and hold this spot or hold in a V, however you want to do it, you can't set a hoplite up behind it to throw javelins into that spot, which means that it's just hoplite on hoplite on hoplite. For me personally, I would have brought some like Basilian thorough spears or maybe some mercenary axe warriors, something like that. You know, Colchis has some hillmen, but also has some hoplites, so that's a nice combination. The hillmen still have javelins, not as many as like a thorough spear, but these levy freemen are just. Oh no! Oh no! So, the best guess that I can take on this is that this player, the Massilian player, has got to be relatively new. That was painful, you know, and that's one of the reasons it's not typically suggested to start out with units up on the wall like this, especially not until you know where the enemy is going to be, you know, advancing. Look at this. He's trying to get 3 different units off of this wall at the same time, and I'm not sure. Yeah. I was about to say, I'm not sure he's going to make it. Oh, the tail end of this. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. The least I could say, lessons were learned. Like, I think that this player is going to kind of go out of this knowing that, hey, I'm not doing that again. So just take that and go with it. You know what I mean? You know, people make mistakes and it's okay. But I'm just going to be honest with you. That hurt. It just hurts because it's like, oh no. So the attackers have multiple breaches through here. Now, from what I have seen, this corner glitches every time I've seen somebody use a tortoise on it. Now, that does not mean this corner cannot be broken. It just means that the tortoises, for whatever reason it is, they glitch when they go to destroy this. So they're basically going to have to turn and destroy this if they want to get through that. Now, Seleucid is going in, got thorax swords and eastern spears, going in up against Epirus, Illyrian levies, and thorough spears. But look at this crossfire, the thorough spears from behind, just shooting right into the back of that thorax sword. Oh, that's painful. Nicely done there by Epirus. As you can see, the Massilian player very quickly got his units off of those walls. He's got 1 unit holding off this Galatian sword for now. But I'm kind of surprised that they're leaving this like this. I mean, Massilia is just set up. You know, I bet you that Galatia was licking his chops when he saw the setup back here. This is just, this is juicy. And at this point, this guy, you know, Massilia needs to turn and set something up around these breaches. They need to contest these. Uh-oh, Galatia. He's moving Levy Freeman this way, but he needs to be moving his Syrians a little bit. Yeah, the Salian Cav look like they're coming back in. Mercenary Italian cavalry came out here, but the Seleucid general pretty much just scared him off. The Agema cavalry, look at that. The red helmets. They look awesome. Now Seleucid here. throwing more in, Eastern Spearman, another Thorax Sword. This is just a disgusting angle. You know, from this side you get shot, then from this side you get shot, and that's just disgusting. Now there we go. Shooting into the corner that hasn't been broke yet. I think the Seleucid is making the right call here, not advancing into this spot. I don't think it would be overly beneficial for him right now. I think he would honestly lose a lot of troops without really gaining much of anything out of it. I thought I saw units coming out of the gate, but I guess they decided not to. Kolkian nobles, and then a hoplite unit over here. Once again, they're not defending the breach. Get in here and defend this, guys. You don't want to give a faction like Galatia room to fight. Bog them down, stick them in a little corner, and keep them there. If you can keep them in a little corner, you can beat them. But if you give a faction like Galatia room to maneuver and room to get on flat ground and compete, you're going to pain. It's gonna be very, very painful. If the Thessalian cavalry is like half inside of the settlement, not really even. Massilia's just not even really moving. Like, Massilia's hoplites are all back here just doing nothing now. They, like, Galatia is getting in here. Colchis is getting overrun at this point. And these hoplites are not getting into the combat.
Cut for glory!
And yeah, like I said, the only explanation for this is that the Massilian player has got to be new. You know, sometimes when you're new at the game and you're just kind of learning, you know, the speed of multiplayer, which is far faster than campaign, you know, it makes it where you just, it can be very overwhelming. So sometimes you're over here, but you need to be doing something over here, and that can be tough. But I honestly, at this point, I'm not 100% sure what Massilia would be doing, because, like, he's not even moving anything. So Massilia's hoplites are just standing here, and they need to be supporting against Galatia. We got Cartly Axemen. Now you got Levy Freeman adjusting against the Galatian swords, but, like, I don't know. Obviously, I was not in this battle, so I obviously have no idea what's going on, you know, in the team chat while this is going on. I don't know if anybody was trying to help him out or anything, but yeah. Epirus over here, this is what we need to be doing. You know, Epirus is keeping Seleucid bogged down in this tight little corner, giving himself excellent angles. Look at this. Just fantastic angles there. Now over here, this is what's looking rather well for them. You know, Seleucid's archers are out here helping out, but that is allowing him to get his Silver Shield swords into the combat. So Silver Shields are already in this early in, and the archers for Epirus, or the slingers, are not focusing it. The Silver Shield, that's, you know, if you've got your archers available, that's who you should be focusing right now, is these high-tier units that are just going to chew through yours. You know, you have Illyrian levies and Italian swords. That's not going to stop Silver Shields. Look, with last time we looked, they were at 24, and they're already at 44. I think Galatia's push is the best-looking one. You know, Galatia's having to go engage Massilia. I think the biggest issue that this is causing is their battle lines are so far back that they are allowing the archers for Galatia to basically do whatever they want. They can't get their archers up far enough to counter the Syrians, so the Syrians can sit here and just tear them to shreds. Got Eastern Archers up here from Colchis. Oh, those are good targets, man.
Now! Pull back! Double time! Back! Withdraw!
Now, Seleucid's got a hold here. Thorough spears are all that's left in this corner. There's still a lot of fire coming in from Epirus, though. Cretan archers and Rhodian slingers still laying it in. But Epirus is definitely making Seleucid pay for every step he takes. They take, because there's two of them. Oh, man, the pikes.
Make them bleed! Advance and
I think this is a good idea. Seleucid is actually leaving this to go into this. It pretty much basically negates this angle for him. Makes it where he can fully concentrate onto the push into the main courtyard here with a little less issue from the other side. Now, the issue is that Epirus looks like he's running a little low on troops. Seleucid looks far healthier than Epirus does. And at this point, this is where you really need these units from Massilia that aren't doing anything, really need to be in combat. Eastern archers are just running away. The Epirus, Thessalian cavalry, oh, the Eastern archers are gone, and now I bet you these cav are next. Epirus must be microing hardcore on this side, and you know what? I bet you that nobody told Epirus that side over there was fallen, meaning that his cav, he has no idea that his cav is exposed at this point, and it's gone. Like, I don't see any way he gets this cav out of here. Not with that many Galatian legionaries. But now the Galatian legionaries are going to be coming out, and they're going to start hitting the back area here. Oh, Silver Shield's getting shot. Cretans and Rhodians came back to this side, and the Silver Shields are just sitting there. They're sitting here blocking the archers, but getting hit by mercenary Italian swords. Interesting. Now we got a little bit of a push into this side. More Silver Shields and some Thorax going up against some Colchian nobles and Cartly Axemen. And then I think same thing here, Cartly Axemen and Hoplites. Trying to get some pikes in, looks like. Colchian nobles are awesome. Ooh, nice shots into the hoplites here. Yeah, man. 35 left out of this unit. Where's the banner? The Thessalian cap banner is over here, while half the unit is standing right there. Can't really get to them because of the gate is neutralized at this point, so the cavalry can't really get where it needs to go. Man, those Silver Shields just got shredded. 93 kills, and they are completely shattered. And then his general's over here. He might be going in with his general at this point. Silver Shields fighting some Illyrian levies.
Riders at the double!
Oh, cab into the archers for Colchis. Oh, no. But man, look at this. Their entire flank is completely exposed. Oh, come on, defenders. Guys, what are we doing? Wow, the Massilian hoplites are moving! What? They haven't moved whole game and now they're moving! Yes! Yes, Massilia, run! Go! Stop Galatia! Cut him off! If they can... Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So, he's gonna go through the building. If they can set up, it's not over. They just need to set this up and they need to stop Galatia. Galatia is... they're in. So, what they... Yep, there you go. Use a unit, lock down the legionaries, and then get your army out of there. You have to set up your defense because Galatia is hard pushing. No, not with the general. No, no, no. Oh, no. Oh. All right, well, Massilia is going to lose his gen. That's pretty much a given at this point. He's getting most of his army out of here, but losing the gen is going to be very, very painful. Colchis' gen is also fully engaged, or not fully engaged. Colchis needs to bail. He needs to get out of there with that. If they lose Colchis' gen and Massilia's gen, big issues. Oh, and Massilia's going to lose his archers. Light horse, 62 kills already. Run away! No, don't advance on that. It's a bad. This is a bad engagement for you, Massilia. You need to reform. Colchis has got more units getting out, some more hoplites. Eastern archers, I'd be going the long way, or the other way, man. I would not trust going this direction because you got Cav running around, you got the entire Massilian army over here. Or, I mean, Galatian army, sorry. Massilia is just kind of throwing troops in. His gen is already down to 60 men. Oof, guys. Guys. Now we got, I mean, Seleucid, even though I thought Seleucid, looks like one Seleucid went off this direction, while the other Seleucid stayed over here. I think this is Gorm's army, if I remember correctly. I caught a little bit of the stream, and I think this is his army. His gen is also getting smacked right now by these Cretans. 166 kills on the Cretans, and now they're shooting Syrian Eastern spearmen in the backs. The Levy Pike's just getting annihilated. Colchian nobles coming over this way. And I think... I don't really know... I mean, you have an Eastern Spear in your way. You have Pikes over this way. An Eastern... or a Epirus Pike here. I don't see why they're... I think they should be consolidating their forces, not trying to engage at this point. What are you shooting at? Galatian legionaries. Not sure that's the best target for the Easterns, but... And then now we got Colchian, the Colchis hoplites here are now getting attacked. Celtic skirmishers going in on them as well. Interesting. Could be just to tie down the one unit while the other one is dealt with. Massilia is moving his army backwards. I don't know if his gen survived. I'm not sure. 40 at a 160. I think there's a really good chance that it did not survive. I mean, now you've got pretty much the whole Epirus army and a bunch of Colchis over here trying to deal with this section of the attackers. Not a terrible idea. They do have some pikes over here, though. Those could be a little painful. Same thing with the silver shields. Now, the Colchian nobles are a good unit, so it's by no means a decided thing. 159 kills on the nobles. Silver shields with 83. Looks like the Rhodian slingers, 284 kills. Holy crap. And they are out of ammo. Levy pikes getting some good kills. Silver shield general, 138. Gonna annihilate these Rhodian slingers. But the Cartly axeman, it looks like he's gonna go for a surround either here or here. But you're pretty exposed on this spot. You got pikes here, but this whole left flank is being held by a Colchian noble and a tiny Cartly axeman. The noble's at 72 with 325 kills. Now this hoplite over here is still holding on, but it's taking on some Seleucid units now, some thorax swords. Hoplites here getting engaged, and they are pretty much gone. Basilia just brought everything back to the point. What? Why do they have... What? They put traps around their own... What? What in tarnations is going on in this battle, guys? I am pretty... Honestly, I'm a little confused. Like, why would you put traps around the place that you might have to hold? I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not a huge fan of using traps anyways. You know what I mean? If you put a bunch of traps in here, then that means the closest you can defend is like here. And I don't want to give the enemy that much room into my own city. Once again, I want to keep them boxed in and make them force their way through pretty much. Like, it doesn't make much sense to put traps over your own point. How about, let's just, guys, don't do this. We're just gonna go with don't do this. This is not a good idea. I think we're gonna label this one, mistakes were made. Now, I think, like I said, I think some of these defenders are slightly newer players. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna say more than slightly. But, you know, we can always get better. Like, there's always room for improvement. There's always ways that you can get better. So, that's all you got to do. You know, just keep working at it. Keep playing. Play with people like Gorm. Come play with us in the Dragon Core Discord. And you get better. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. You know, everybody starts off somewhere. And it's about where do you go from there. You know, if you start off with a bad game, how do you get better out of that game? So please don't take what I'm saying as an insult or to heart. It's just mistakes were made. And that's okay.
For glory!
Now some of the players are doing really well. I mean, Epirus here has been playing extremely well for the defenders. 201 kills, 209 kills. And I mean, he pretty much shut down one of the Seleucid armies. His general has 194 kills and has only lost 4 men. 195 kills with 4 losses on this unit. So Epirus is doing a very, very good job here. In fact, the attacker's archers are extremely exposed at this point. Like, he is just chasing down some of these Persian light archers, and there's a ton of Syrians over here. Now Galatia's pushing in on Massilia's final defense, but you know, the traps that they set for the attackers are gone because they destroyed, you know, ran through them themselves. That hurts. It's a lot of deaths for really no point. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't quite understand this from Galatia. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Galatian legionaries all attacking this one Massilian hoplite. I don't quite understand that. I don't know why we're not maybe spreading these down, you know? Or, you know, you could take some of these and you could come off this direction. Because guess what? I don't think the defenders have enough to hold much of this area, to be honest with you. You know, even though this unit is here, you can come all the way over here. Now they're starting to defend it, but I mean, if the attackers had taken advantage of that now, they would have had a free way into the city, or into the point. Now you got archers shooting straight into the front. Now these guys have a little better angle, getting in more into the side than they are the front of the hoplite formation, which is going to be a little more successful. But to be honest with you, the biggest worry for the defenders are the pikes right here. There's multiple pikes left for the attackers, and the defenders really don't have an answer for them. They have no pikes. Their archers are pretty much gone or out of, you know, dead or out of ammo. So those pikes are going to be very, very hard to deal with. What's the general? Royal Pelts is up to 317 kills. Now they've lost 61 men, though. Pikes over here, still engaged. 142 kills on the pikes. Nicely done. Colchian Nobles at 78 kills. Over this way, did the... It looks like, I guess, just the main attack, or like everything over here is pretty much done. Now look at the death here. I mean, the Epirus did an excellent job of holding this area. It's a really, really good spot to hold on to. For exactly the reasons that Epirus showed us. As the defenders are advancing through here, as they're engaging in these directions, the archer fire or thorough spear fire is coming from there, and just shooting. You're not even shooting at this. From this direction, you're shooting at this. And same thing the other way. You're shooting from here into the backs of these, and it's disgusting. It's just a amazing amount of deaths. Epirus, where are you going, man? Or not Epirus, Massilia. Oh, he's flanking around. Yeah, I mean, because these are Colchis' units here, so like he doesn't have to worry as much, you know, about this flank. So he was able to get in and come in around. It's a good move. Now, the one downside to it is this right here, that the archers are getting really, really nice back shots into the back of the hoplites here, which just shattered completely. So unfortunately, they were not able to hold on to that flank long enough to break these units. The archers were able to salvage that situation. So the pikes here are going to be able to continue with their onslaught. What are the pikes at here? 57 kills. I mean, they're taking some losses. Yeah, the Massilians are cheering while their general's dead. Levy pikes are going to break. 35 base morale will do that. Colchus's units are coming in. If he can get in and just shut them down, take this unit and just kind of zone out the archers. Empress has got his units, including his general, moving off this way, but the Royal Peltis is only 18 men left. So you've got a tiny pike unit, you got some Crane archers, and you have a Royal Peltis that's almost dead. He's getting the most kills out of him as he possibly can before that. And those 15 men are doing pretty good against the leftover Syrians. That's really all they've got fighting there is mercenary Syrian archers. And then look at this, the Colchian Noble coming in for the flank. 258, oh, look at how many kills he just got. Up to 200, it literally, as I was saying that number jumped. Levy pikes haven't broke yet. They were so close to breaking. Where did Colchus's general go? I thought he was going to use his gen to... Okay, so he flanked the Galatian Legionary. Yeah, I mean, that Galatian Legionary is getting a lot of kills. 240, the Colchus general 176. The pikes look like they're about to break. They just need to keep a little bit of pressure on them. They're completely exhausted. I honestly think I still would have... I think I would have used the Colchus gen to break this and then move over to that. The Noble Horse with 548 kills. Holy crap. Galatia has been carrying this attack. I'm just going to say that right now. Like, I'm not saying the Seleucid hasn't done well, but Galatia has really done the work here. Seleucid's attack was... The defenders on Seleucid's side I think were just better, more experienced. And so they had a much harder time of getting in, and they lost a lot more in the assault. While Galatia had a little bit of an easier time getting into the city, meaning that he was really able to expose the flanks and really able to put the pressure on, while Seleucid just kind of kept Epirus tied down. Can't believe this Galatian Legionary is not gone yet. How many men is he at? 60 men, 59 men, 300 kills. The Galatian general still running around causing havoc. But they've got a Colchian noble doing as much as it can. He's almost 300 kills. It's a close fight, guys. This is a close fight, that's for sure. But I am almost wondering, I don't know if the attackers have enough to finish this. There's multiple Massilian hoplites left. They still have the Colchus gen. Now the general might be dead, but the unit itself is still alive, so that means you still have a good unit in the combat. But the attackers are pretty much down to this small Galatian legionary and then a bunch of Syrian archers. There's another legionary here, and then a depleted general with 570 kills. And then there's, I think this must be a unit that just came back from routing. They had traps all over the place. What the hell? Look at all the traps over here. See all this? These are all traps. Just find it odd. Odd placement, I think. This could be interesting. And Massilian hoplites are a solid unit. So... And I think if this legionary goes, it's going to allow for the wraparound, and I think that's going to be it. Going to get a flank charge from the general. I think it's going to be a last-ditch thing. Look at that, didn't even get any kills on that charge. I guess it just took a sec to register. Got a couple. Archers starting to break. That Galatian Legionary is still there. 340 men, or kills. but I don't think it's going to last long. Wavering. The archers, I mean, the hoplites should really just stay in combat here. Finish it off, let it, shatter them. That legionary's gone. But I think it's safe to call that a GG. All right, let's go look at some kills here. All right, Linsky as Kolkus with 3,000 kills. I mean, he pretty much did as much as he could. I thought that Epirus had a bit more, but I guess Linsky was, I mean, he was kind of overlapped a little bit everywhere. So with Massilia, unfortunately, not kind of stepping in and helping defend that outer area, Linsky kind of had to take the brunt of it all. So look at him first. 279 kills on the general. The archers, look at that. 2'64" and 221. The other Kolkian nobles, 351 and 305. His hoplites, 156. Not bad there. Carly Axman, 189, 139, 197, 209. Then multiplayer is Epirus with 2,175 kills, 355 kills on Royal Peltis. The Cretan Archers, 211, 162, 302, and 289. In 158 on a pike. That was so. I mean, his archers did very, very well, but he had a lot of cheap troops, it looks like. I mean, even his throw spears, 98, 93. Then Sheepy as Massilia. Once again, I think he's a relatively new player. 996 kills. Not a lot, but I mean, to be honest with you, that's kind of that's a hot play or a spear army, Spear armies just don't get a lot of kills, but that also means you need to then use them for what they do, and that is holding. And I think that's where Massilia here could have done a little better is using those hoplites where they are needed, and that is on the front, holding the line. Now, for the first Seleucid army, we've got Gorm with 1,835 kills. Did pretty well, honestly. 201 on the Silver Shield Sword Gen. His archers did pretty good. 224, 133, 129. The Eastern Spears, I think really their main purpose was just pushing tortoises. His other Silver Shields, 186, 123. I bet you he wishes he got a little better kills out of this one right here. And then his Thorax with 165 here, that was the best. And then the second Seleucid army with 1,877 kills. His general did very well with 231 kills, 114 on the archers. Silver Shields only got 85. Once again, I bet you he probably wishes he got a little more out of that. Then his Thorax did solid, 177, 120, 145, 152. Then Maiden Britain, Galatia, 3,200 kills. Like I said, I mean, I think for the attackers, he really carried that attack. 579 on the Noble Horse Gen. His archers did very well with 178, 191, and 189. And then, of course, his infantry, as usual, 343, 235, 223, 163, 156. Very, very well done. 135 and 143 on the Galatian swords. So, yeah, that is going to be it. Once again, like I said, this was a battle from Gorm's stream. Make sure to keep an eye on his. If you haven't already, go over there and check his stuff out. He does a lot of streaming. And, he does a lot of games online, but then he'll do some campaigns, stuff like that. But, head over there sometime and tell him that I said hi. But thanks so much, guys, for joining. We will see you guys next time.